he instantly took the cash. Well, this guy's furious, like a movie character. Almost laughed at what he liked fish on the line. Since that's the case, it's time to get down to business. So the next morning, Aki went to find Explosion's sister again, thinking I'm gonna chase after her. Explosion's sister felt regret. Nothing done yet, when the phone rang showing 5 wrong passwords. She dashed to the bank, unexpectedly met Aki, a cursed coincidence, making her nearly laugh. After withdrawing, Aki approached her, chatting and laughing like a couple so sweet. I'm heading to the restroom, can you save me a bun? Aki dropped his bag and vanished like lightning. It's Explosion's sister's turn. She steps up with her bag, no secret code, 10k and wallet, end of private talk. After sorting it all out, Explosion's sister sent Aki on his way, tossing him a goodbye line. I've saved my destiny just for you. Without hesitation, she gave her phone to Aki and has kept thinking of him, such a crush. Out of nowhere, a few of her goons burst in, shouting for their pay, and suddenly running away was out of the question. Phone buzzed again with a password error, making Explosion's sister storm back to the bank only to be told she didn't have a dime left. She was boiling mad, almost grinding her teeth out, and as she left the bank, suddenly recalled Aki's words, urgently calling him for help. Explosion's sister withdrew all her savings and, following the instructions, stuffed the money into a cupboard. What a shrewd gal. But as she left, someone took the dough from the cupboard, while Explosion's sister smoothly boarded the boat to Myanmar. Strange enough, 3 of her underlings were there too. They had fallen into Aki's trap. To explain, it all started that morning. Xiaoma deliberately input 5 wrong passwords to trick Explosion's sister into a bank run while sneakily installing a tracker in the bag. So she got the password and transferred all the cash. Aki was stuck on this pirate ship with no escape. Once they arrived in Myanmar, Explosion's sister had to pay for her actions. At the end of the story, Xiaoma returned all the swindled cash. Hope everyone watching this video will never fall for scams for life, and remember to keep those wallets safe. A family of 3 was just about to eat when a couple of cops rushed in, and the man looked utterly bewildered. Next, he was shoved to the ground, and the police arrested him on the charge of murdering a female student. The man, completely innocent, kept saying he was fine to avoid worrying his family. It was as if he were saying, I just came home for dinner. The mother and daughter were terrified and in tears, thinking it was a mistake, but the prosecutor insisted he write down a confession. If you dare resist, you're toast. Just as he picked up the pen, he remembered he wasn't a criminal. The prosecutor was furious, not just giving the man a beatdown, but stripping him naked. To close the case fast, they picked a scapegoat, leaving the man helpless with tears. Faced with a 20-year sentence, the man broke down. No one believed him, even his wife left. To avoid ties with the murderer, she divorced. 20 years later, the young man became a greasy uncle. Seeing everyone being picked up by their family members, he was filled with envy, feeling melancholic, and sighing to himself, what kind of life is this for me? He finally landed a job, only to be mocked for his criminal record and stuck with the toughest assignment. The man bit his tongue and suffered in silence, enduring it all like a frog slowly boiling in water. Suddenly, someone called his name. It was the current prosecutor, who realized the man was in. It turned out that the real killer had already confessed, leaving the man without family and friends. What a tragedy. A gentleman doesn't let a grudge go unanswered, so he dialed the number from the ad. After receiving the urgent plea for help, Revenge Aki immediately sprang into action. Thus, his journey of vengeance had just commenced. His first stop was the prison to find the killer, but he was told he couldn't meet, feeling utterly helpless like a wayward professor. Just when he was at a loss, the prosecutor's call came in. I've got a new lead, said the prosecutor to Aki. The killer is exactly who you're looking for. Hearing this, Aki felt joy. Things went as expected, and he couldn't wait to meet the guy. As soon as the woman left the kitchen, a heavy blow knocked her down, a reminder that in the moral spectrum, even a killer could be just a part-timer. The killer, a mental patient, was wanted. When about to kill her, the woman urged him to leave fast. The woman anxiously exclaimed, "My son is coming home soon," but the killer only grew more excited. When the woman pointed at the photo, the killer showed a look of panic. Turns out, her son was a special forces soldier. When can one meet someone like him? Thought the killer would run off scared, but surprisingly, she dropped the hammer and dragged the woman away. The mother lied to protect her son, forcing the killer to flee. Aki reached the kitchen, seeing Mom in a pool of blood, and felt the world around her crumble. Shortly after, the police caught the killer, who showed no remorse at all. Aki broke down, unaware that the truth lingered deep in the abyss. To avenge her mother, she sought the killer's son, sword, and ignited revenge now.